They say I'm trouble. They say I'm bad. They say I'm evil. That makes me glad. A dirty no good, down to the bone. Your worst nightmare can't take me home. So I got a little mischief in my blood. Can you blame me? I never got no love. They think I'm callous, a low-life hood. I feel so useless, misunderstood. Do do do. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the baddest of them all? Welcome to my wicked world. Wicked world, I'm rotten to the core, core, rotten to the core. I'm rotten to the core, core, who could ask for more? I'm nothing like the Kinect, like the Kinector. I'm rotten to the core, I'm rotten to the core. Hey guys, and welcome to today's YouTube video. And today we're finally going to be talking about and reviewing Descendants: The Rise of Red. Now, I want to preface this by saying, y'all saw my reaction video to Descendants: The Rise of Red. I liked the way I did the reaction video. Hopefully you guys appreciated it and liked it too. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Descendants: The Rise of Red. But before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on my post notifications so you get notified every time I post a or go live on this very channel. And make sure you leave a comment down below telling me what you liked about this movie, what you didn't like about this movie, and all the above, your theories going forward in the future, the Descendants franchise. Leave them all down in the comments below. So that I can read them and I'll maybe respond, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't really read my comments like that, because I get hate from time to time and I can't handle it, and you read one negative comment and it ruins your day. Let's be so for real. But yeah, if I see an interesting comment, I'll respond, or so on and so forth, and we're just going to continue on from here. Now let's talk about Descendants: The Rise of Red. Now, I have some things I liked about the film, some things I hated about the film. But we're going to first start off with the rating, and I give it an 8.5 and 9 out of 10. I thought it was a great movie. The songs are definitely streamable, and I've been listening to the songs on repeat for a minute, for a hot second. So like a bunch of the songs, I know a bunch of the words too. And after this video goes up, I'm definitely going to be working on re-reacting to all the songs from this movie, or all the ones that Disney Vevo or Vivo, whatever you call it, has released on their official channel. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that, and give you my thoughts while I was watching the movie, if that makes sense. And basically, filling you in, if you haven't seen it already, on what is going on in the background of those videos. But yeah, 8.5, 9 out of 10, liked it a lot. The soundtrack is fantastic. Now, I want to start off with the negative bits of things, because it's not that much, but also I feel like it needs to be said. And one thing I'm sure a lot of you have noticed is that, like, I try not to be negative on any movies or anything. I try to look for the best and the optimism side of things when it comes to, when the things I'm reviewing. But like, there are certain things that I can't really look past, like specifically with this movie. None of this has to do with story continuity, because I feel like the story continuity overall matches with the original saga. But we're going to focus in and talk about the couple of negative things that I have to say, starting off with the wigs. Y'all, these wigs were not great. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to flat out say it. Costumes were fantastic, but the wigs were not great. I want to take a second to talk about the wigs that I had a problem with. Starting off with Red, our main leading lady, our main character. Now, Kylie Cantrell has said in an interview that the reason why she has streaks in her hair currently that are red is because she offered to dye her hair for the role. Now, dyeing your hair takes a toll on your scalp. You know this from Ariana Grande being Cat Valentine and Victorious, and her dyeing her hair, bleach blonding her hair, and then dyeing it red every week for filming Victorious can be damaging to your hair. That's probably why Disney said no. They didn't want, a lawsuit on their hands and so on and so forth, because it's more liable if you have somebody dyeing their hair, because you're basically killing your hair in order to put color in it. But yeah, so she basically said in this interview that she negotiated with people from the network or people from the movie, oh, we're gonna dye the front tips of your hair. You're allowed to dye the front tips of your hair so it can match in with the wig, and then it'll look more natural, and that way you can still dye your hair a little bit, but you'll still be able to bring this character further to life. Let's just say she said that they didn't do that. They just put a wig cap over it, and I can tell. And here's the thing. The wigs are not the problem. It's the continuity of the wigs, right? For example, Kylie Cantrell's wig for Red, it kept slipping up. Like, it started out down here, right? But it kept slipping up, and it made it look like her hairline was receding, and it looked really bad. Now, if she had like those little curtain bangs, or like those like pieces of hair that she dyed and they actually added it instead of putting just a wig cap over her whole head, and you know, messing it up like they did. If they put those little pieces of hair, similarly how they did it in Descendants 2 with China Anne McClain playing Uma, like they braided the first 6 or 7 rows of her head actually with, you know, the blue braids, but the rest of her head was a wig.
Now I am getting my wig put on. I have the front 2 rows of my actual hair braided with colored extensions, and the rest of this back here is a wig. So people are really confused when they see it. They're like, is your whole head braided? Like, how long did that take? And I'm like, 5 minutes.
You know, and it matched because people can't tell that Uma's hair was a wig. And plus, you know, braids is a little bit, you know, easier to not mess up, if we're being honest. But going back to Red, if they allowed her to have these little, you know, hair pieces flicking off to the side that were actually hers, and then putting the wig behind that, we would not have like the forehead issue making it look like her hairline was receding. And that was one of the problems I had with it. But with that one 30-second scene in Love Ain't It, I believe the song was, where her mom was showing her in the future, a potential future of her, you know, ruling alongside of her mom, with the straight wig, with her hair was straight like her mom's. That wig was perfect, but like specifically the wig she wore for the majority of the movie was not great. I'm just gonna say it. But like the wig where her hair was completely down versus in the buns was fine. Moving on to Chloe's wig. Chloe's wig, her volume kept changing, and that is a black girl. I understand why her hair was changing, because our hair does do that. It will puff out, and you know, it'll puff out because of humidity, or because you got like, you know, it was windy or whatever. But like, it kept changing different textures, and it did not match her hair, you know, because like, you know, they laid her edges down, made it look good or whatever, but like her hair texture kept changing, and it was like it kind of got annoying to watch, I'm not even gonna lie. And they can't keep doing that when it comes to Chloe. Like, you gotta stick with one hair textured wig and continue. I understand there's different wigs for different things, but like, you gotta keep it the same way the entire movie. I feel like there were too many layers. There should have been more color, like, you know, black or like purple, like more colors throughout the wig to like kind of bring it to life and make it look real. Like, also going back to Red's wig really fast, they should put black in it. They should have did a whole Harley Quinn thing, and where half of her head is red and half of it is black, right? To kind of solidify that Queen of Hearts aspect. Notes for the next movie. But yeah, no, Chloe's hair texture was terrible. And even there was even one scene, I also in Love Ain't It, I think you can see the lace, the physical lace of the wig that they didn't cut off was there, and you could see it. And it looked really bad. And I'm just like, for that scene only is where you could see the lace, but other than that, it was fine. I just want to say that, y'all, it was bad. It was, that part was bad. And I'm just like, whoever was the hairstylist in this movie, they either need to get more training or just not be on the next movie, because they did not do a good job with the hair. I'm gonna be completely honest. I believe everybody can get better, and I'm not trying to slam you, dish you, make you feel bad about yourself, but I'm just saying it wasn't done well in terms of continuity. But yeah, I think those are the only wigs that I really had a problem with. I mean, Ella and Bridget's wigs were not great. They weren't great, but it's like they looked better than the other two. Maleficent's wig was fine. And everybody else's hair was fine. Oh, also, like, why are the AKs, Ordon kids, have colored hair now? What is that? What is that deal? Like, why do the Ordon kids have colored hair? Usually how we define, like, you know, the VKs from the AKs is the fact that the VKs always had colored hair, whether it be artificial or whether it be natural from their parents. I don't understand why the AKs are now getting colored hair. I feel like that's kind of mixing up the story a little bit too much, and I wish they like kept, you know, Ella having like normal brown hair and Chloe having normal brown hair, and leaving the colored hair to the VKs. But yeah, that was pretty much everything I had a problem with. But now getting to the good parts of the movie. First, I want to start with the beginning parts of the movie with Cameron Boyce and that final recognition for Cameron and that dedication that they did to him. And when Uma was like, send the invitation to Wonderland for Red for him. Do it for Carlos. That made me cry, and I know China's tears were real. China's tears were real. I knew it. I could feel it.
That's Red.
Are you sure?
It's what Carlos would have wanted. So don't do it for me. Do it in honor of him.
You could feel it in that moment. And they paid really good tribute to the original cast and everybody who played in this movie, and that's why I really loved and appreciated about this film. It was really great. I loved it. They paid homage to everything they needed to pay homage to. I loved it. The time travel aspect was fun. I've liked everything that they did with that, but I do wish we got to see Castle Coming and that whole ball and dance. But Uma kind of alluded to it at the end that messing with the fabric of the universe and time can have its consequences, and getting your way is not always the best thing. So I think that's going to be heavily the theme of the next movie, and I think everybody's going to think everything is fine until it isn't, right? So like Bridget may have been turned or kept a good guy moving into the end, right? Because of the events we didn't get to see at Castle Coming, but like I feel like, here's my theory. I think Cinderella might be evil. Low key. I think Cinderella might be evil. And I think, you know, it goes with the theme of everything happens for a reason. I feel like the Queen of Hearts could have been turned into a good person if her daughter spoke to her a little bit more and different things. But like, yeah, no. I think with, you know, Bridget growing up to become the good Queen of Hearts, or like the White Queen, I think that's what they called it in, you know, original Alice in Wonderland tale lore. I think Ella is going to be a villain moving, like in the next movie. I think she's going to be the villain, and that's going to be a twist off of the original story. But yeah, another thing I want to talk about is a lot of people talking about, oh, Descendants is its own thing now. I'm like, Descendants has always been its own thing. I know in their original mission statement they were like, oh, Descendants is continuing the storyline from your favorite animated TV show characters, and bringing them into a live action format. But here's the thing, that kind of already ending of itself kind of signifies a alternate universe of sorts, right? Because, you know, they would have had to pay attention to insane detail when it came to the animated cartoon. And I thought it was obvious that Descendants was its own thing and that it followed its own universe. I thought that was obvious, you know, but a lot of people thought, oh, like the original Cinderella cartoon kind of followed, you know, Cinderella and her daughter and moving on. Like, you know, like they thought that, you know, the animated was obviously not, because Brandy does not fit in with the original Cinderella film, obviously. They kept similar things the same, like in Mickey Mouse's House of Terror or something like that. Hades and Maleficent got together, and they kept that continuity going for Mal's father going in Descendants 3. And her being a product of Maleficent and Hades, and that made sense. They kept certain things like that the same, but like moving forward, y'all need to realize that Descendants has always been its own thing. And one thing I hear a lot of people saying is that, oh, like after Descendants: The Rise of Red came out, is that saying like, oh, you know, Descendants is now Ever After High. Ever After High? Yeah, I think they were calling it Ever After High. And here's the thing, Ever After High came out in 2017. Descendants came out 2015. Where do you think they got the idea from? I'll wait. Newsflash, it was Descendants. So I'm just... Okay, hey y'all, real fast. I just wanted to say that I misspoke. I didn't realize that Ever After High came out in 2013. Descendants came out in 2015. And all I want to say about that is they were both in production around the same time, right? And half of the ideas from covering Ever After High comes from Disney and Disney lore. So my statement still stands. They get most of their ideas from Disney, and I feel like Descendants is I don't know. They came out around the same time, but I feel like they got most of their lore from Disney lore. So it's like either way, Ever After High and Descendants are kind of like neck and neck in terms of who copied who. But yeah, there's that. So back to the video. It's like they copied Descendants to make this film, like to make that show. So I'm just like, y'all keep saying Ever After High, but yet they copied Descendants, because Descendants was in production far beyond the release of that show. Anyway, love this film a lot. I do want to say the abrupt ending was kind of like, you know, too abrupt, because we didn't get to see Castle Coming. But again, I'm going to lead into the aspect of, I think we're going to get into that in the next movie, and I think they ended it abruptly on purpose in order to get hyped for the next movie, even though a lot of people were annoyed with it. But like, all in all, I feel like this movie was great. It was a great stepping stone. Like, in my eyes, this was how Descendants 1 was for me. This is Descendants 1, right, of the new saga. We're calling this the Pocket Watch saga. The original saga or trilogy was called the Isle of the Lost trilogy. Now that we're done with that, we're moving on to the Pocket Watch saga. And I'm hoping that Red and Chloe get, VK pals like Jay and Carlos, like, in their group. I really hope that's a thing going forward. But like, if it's not, it's okay. But like, I would really like if that was a thing. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this movie. Obviously, spoilers. If you watched this all the way through, I'm so sorry I didn't say a spoiler warning, but like, this was a full spoiler in-depth breakdown of the movie. Well, what is this in-depth? Kinda. But yeah, no. I really like this movie a lot. I give it a 9 out of 10. 8.5, 9 out of 10 between those ratings. I really like the movie, and a lot of people did like the movie, which is valid. You can have your own opinion, but I really hope they continue the saga. And honestly, I'm just saying, Disney, Kylie Cantrell knows me, and I'm just saying, I can act. I'm an actor, and I can play young Dr. Facilier in the next movie. I'm just saying, or the son of Hans from Frozen, or like the son of Mother Gothel from Tangled. I'm just saying, I'm spitting ideas here, or the son of Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. I'm just saying. I'm open. I'm available to play whatever role you need me to. I'll pack up and move to LA like that. Just let me know. Give me a call. I can sing and I can dance. Let me know. Send me the casting call. My business email is xavierlee102@gmail.com. Let me know. I'm just saying. I may not have an agent or headshots, but I have heart. And that's what matters. With all that said and done, make sure you like, subscribe, share this video with your friends and family that you think would be interested. And I'll see you in the next video. Let's hit it. Also, really quick before I end this video, I wanted to add, I really would have loved to see more of the villains in this movie. Specifically, Morgie, Maleficent, Hades, and Hook, and Uliana, of course. I would have loved to see more of the villains. I would have added more aspect and more depth to the movie. Because a lot of people were saying that they felt like this movie was not, like, they didn't feel connected to any of the characters. I did, for some of the characters. But, like, I feel like we need to create more of a connection in the next movie and bring everybody back. Please. I love this cast so much. But, yeah, that's it. I know I just said, like, that was the end of the video. But, like, I look washed. What is going on with my camera? Ew. Anyway, sorry. It's rumored that Sophia Carson may be coming back. Somebody said on Twitter that she's open to coming back for the next one. And I'm just like, if she comes back, it's a good possibility that Dove Cameron and Boo Boo will come back, which is a good thing because we're getting the originals back. Obviously, we won't get Cam back, which is really sad. But like, I don't know. That's a thought. That's a thought to think about. That Cam, not the Cam. That the OGs may come back because Sophia may come back. That's a positive thought. And they could play on the fact that Sophia and Kylie kind of look alike because we've been saying that for a while. But yeah, that was it. Was it? But that was it. Yeah. So bye. Woo!